What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Syndicate, where data meets dollars. I'm going to try to get through this quickly because there's so many matchups. All right, it's not like baseball. I have to show you what's going on. So while I have this up, let's go through it. So these are all the hitters. All right, completions, attempts, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, interceptions. It's projected quarterback interceptions, how many interceptions they will potentially throw in that game, the yards, all that good stuff. So let's get into these matchups. I'm gonna try to get through these as quickly as possible so we're not chewing up too much time. All right, let's get in it. We got Cleveland and Minnesota. Let's get to Cleveland. Cleveland stats. I'm not betting Dylan Gabriel. I wouldn't even touch the quarterback list on here. Running backs, Judkins is looking like he's going to have a day with a high percentage chance of a touchdown. 1.0 or higher means that they have a decent chance of having a touchdown. Receiving touchdowns, 0.3. 30% chance. So you can look at that Sampson or Judkins to get a touchdown for Cleveland. As the running backs, you got Jared Jeudy, not projected to get a touchdown. He is projected to have a couple catches. 22, Tillman looks like he has a percentage. These are guys with percentages to get in the end zone. The higher the higher this number is in the tens place, the better opportunity it has. If he has anything in the ones place, then he has a very high opportunity to get a touchdown. All right, let's jump into tight ends. And this is the list for tight ends. This is the receptions for the tight ends for Cleveland. Let's go to the defense. Any sack projections? We do have Myles Garrett projected to get a sack. And Z Smith and Myles Garrett are the best guys to get a sack. You can potentially throw in Ronwu or whoever this guy is. But I would definitely stick with Myles Garrett. He has a high percentage chance, or Z Smith. They're low, but 0.4 is pretty much mid, and it's probably like a high mid threes. All right, let's jump into Minnesota. Let's get over there. Minnesota, where are you at? All right, here's Minnesota's projections. Let's jump into defense since we're here. Any percentage chances of getting a sack? If somebody does get a sack, you can look for P. Jones to get a sack for Minnesota. Going to quarterbacks, Carson Wentz is looking like he's going to have a field day, over 250, over 3 tutties, completions. He looks like he's just going to hit a lot of targets. 23 completions. At interception, he may throw one, and he's not leaving that pocket at all. Let's jump over to running backs for Minnesota. You got Z Scott and Jay Mason. Jay Mason has a high percentage chance, 0.68. I would definitely take Jay Mason for an anytime touchdown. A. Jones receiving touchdowns. You'll see the numbers, 0.61 here and 0.68 here. So Scott and Mason and Jones, all these guys, they use their running backs well. Hopefully, take a running back for them to get in the end zone. The highest percentage is Jay Mason, actually, with a rushing touchdown. So that's probably the play that I will go with. Wide receivers for Minnesota, Jefferson, I was trying to get him in, was a little tough, obviously, because the opponent would say Cleveland, and here it says KC, Tennessee, and Addison unknown. So I don't have good stats for Minnesota's wide receiver core, so you can X-nay any stats that I'm providing for Minnesota's wide receiver core. For the tight ends, that align well. And we got Hawkinson with a 0.28 chance of getting in the end zone. He's looking to get 3 catches, so he is a big red zone target. He has potential to get in the end zone. Let's jump to Baltimore and Houston. Let's run up here. Let's jump into Baltimore. Baltimore, we do know that Lamar is out, so Rush is in. So I would X-nay anything that's going on with Baltimore's quarterbacks. I jump into running backs. Darren Henry should have a higher workload. You can take that rushing yards of over 80. They're going to feed him. They're going to have to, because Cooper Rush is not the best passer in the world. All right, rushing touchdowns. They know that Lamar is out, so they're going to be focusing on the run, so they're going to bottle Henry up, so I don't see him getting in the end zone. But we do see Jay Hill sneaking in the end zone. He has a high receiving touchdown rate of 66 with 5 catches out the backfield. That means that there will be a lot of checkdowns due to the backup being in the game. Let's jump to wide receivers. Are we clamping them up? D-Hop. Who's this? D. Walker has a chance of getting in that end zone. All their receivers, but the highest ranked receiver is D. Walker. Bateman, Wallace, all these guys have a small percentage chance, but I like Zay Flowers' numbers. 4 receptions, 40 yards. That looks good. Jumping over to tight ends for Baltimore, we got Andrews. with a high percentage chance of getting a touchdown, especially with a backup quarterback. I can see the running back and tight end getting the ball a lot. Those are the primary targets, considering they can't read defenses and get down the field. That's pretty much everything. Oh, we got K. Noy right here for anytime sack looking at Baltimore. Let's jump over to Houston. Jumping over to Houston. Let's see what's going on over there. Per the model, defense, sacks. Yes, W. Anderson looks like he has a high percentage chance to get in the sack for Houston. Considering they do have Cooper Rush in, he's going to take a longer time to read that defense, so that's looking good. We got C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud looking to have 3 passing touchdowns. Any rushing touchdowns out there? No. Small percentage chance of throwing a pick. Completions attempts, C.J. Stroud's going to have a field day, it's looking like. Jumping to the running backs for Houston, you got Chubb and Marks. Chubb looks like right around the same amount. Looks like they split carries. You can expect the same. Rushing touchdowns, Marks has a way higher chance of getting a rushing touchdown than Chubb's. Plus receiving touchdowns, 0.43. You add them up. I'm taking Marks to get in the end zone for Houston. Jumping to the wide receiver core for Houston, we have Nico Collins has a high chance of getting in the end zone for Houston, with Jay Higgins at 0.21. Jumping over to tight ends, we have D. Schultz and I. Smith. Whatever. These are 2 tight ends for the Houston Texans, and none of them are projected to have a receiving touchdown. Defense. Going through the defense, we already went to Anderson. Let's jump into New York and New Orleans. New York and New Orleans. We're at the 6-minute mark, and we got a couple teams down. Let's go. New York and New Orleans. Let's go to that. All right, here is New Orleans. Let's start with New Orleans defense. Anybody good on here to get a sack? Maybe D. Davis is looking like he may get a sack out there, and I'm going to just go through there. So now you guys understand what I'm looking at here, Spencer Rattler stats. Now I can just scroll through these teams, let y'all see the projections, and it's going to be a lot of winners out there. All right, so here we go. Running backs for New Orleans. No receiving tutties. Ooh, who's this? K. Miller has a high percentage chance of getting a rushing touchdown for the Giants. For New Orleans. Not Kamara, but Miller. We're jumping down to wide receivers for New Orleans. Any tutties? Yes. Olave, big opportunity to get a touchdown. Tight ends. Jay Stowe, 0.14, small percentage chance, but 1 target in the red zone and he catches it. Sets him up great. Defenses. I think we already did that. Yeah, D. Davis. All right, let's go back to all. Let's jump over to the Giants. All right, I'm definitely staying away from this quarterback situation here. Jackson Dart doesn't have a long enough resume right now. Jumping over to running backs, we have Scatterbo. Scatterbo has a high percentage chance of getting in the end zone tomorrow. You can definitely count that one as a dub. Plus over 100 yards, so New Orleans doesn't have a great run defense. Jumping into wide receivers, this is the wide receiver slats, and Malik Neighbors is out, so we already know how that's looking. And I would just X-nay that whole receiving core, the passing stats, the receiving stats. Just be safe, stay away from that. That's what the model's telling me. Tight ends for the Giants and defense for the Giants. Any sacks? Yes. Theobodu looks like he has a high percentage chance of getting a sack for the Giants. Let's jump into Miami and Carolina. Jumping over all the way up to Carolina. Where you at, Carolina? There you go. All right, defense. Any sacks for Carolina? No. Jumping over to stay with Carolina and jumping over to quarterbacks for Carolina. Quarterbacks for Carolina. This is what it's looking like. Receiving touchdowns. This is running backs, but you can look for Hubbard to get in the end zone for Carolina, as well as Dowdle. Looks like he has a high percentage chance, but Hubbard has the highest percentage chance. Young or Dalton. Young just doesn't look like he's prepared to have a great day. He's up against. He's not going to be throwing the ball a lot, I can tell you that. So it looks like it's going to be a ground game for Carolina. Jumping over to wide receivers for Carolina, we have Jay Reed expected to get a tutty out there. These are all the receptions and the reception yards stats for these guys for Carolina. Tight ends, high percentage chance for both tight ends, Trimble or Evans. I'll probably take whoever has the higher odds. Defense, and that's the defense for Carolina. Let's go ahead on and jump over to MIA, Miami. Let's get over there to Miami. All right, here's Miami. Here's Miami's defense. This is what it looks like. Interceptions, sacks, 0.23 sacks. So Seiler looks like he has a potential to get in a sack, as well as Agba. Going to quarterbacks for Miami, Tua. Tua doesn't look like he's going to have a great day. He's definitely not leaving that pocket. Interception percentage is there, but it is low. Looks like he's going to have about 2 tutties passing. Running backs for, Acme looks like he's going to have another day. Put him down for a rushing touchdown. That's very high. You can put Gordon down for a rushing touchdown. You can put Acme definitely down for any time touchdown. Acme scoring. Acme scoring. I said it last time he hit. He's going to hit again. Receiving touchdowns for Waddle. Put him down. Put Waddle down for any time touchdown. Jumping over to tight ends, and he didn't get one last week. He sold my ticket last week, so I definitely think he's going to do his thing this week. Defense. All right, guys, that is the defense. Let's jump over to Las Vegas and Indianapolis. Let's go to Las Vegas right here. Here's the defense. We got Wilson looking like who's that? Crosby. Crosby looked like he's feasting. Look at Crosby for the Vegas for the sacks. Quarterbacks. That's quarterbacks right there. Geno's looking like he's going to have a decent day. 2 touchdowns and he picks. I put Geno down for an interception. Totally will. Running backs. We have Genty, anytime touchdown, yes. And that's the stats for him. Going over to wide receivers. This is the wide receiving core stats. Receiving touchdown, look at Tucker. Tight ends. That's the tight end stats. And defense. Anybody in Las Vegas getting in that end zone, getting to that backfield. Yeah, Crosby. We already went over that. Let's get into Indianapolis, guys. Let's jump into Indy. All right, guys. We got Indy on the board. This is the defense. You can look at Pay to get a sack. You can look at Ibukum to get a sack. Let's jump over to quarterbacks. Who's throwing over there? Daniel Jones is at the helm. Not looking great, Daniel. Not looking great. The potential to throw a pick. Good numbers overall as far as completions. He's under 15 completions. Let's go look at that wide receiver core. But before we do that, let's jump in the backs. Giddens and Josh Taylor. Put Josh Taylor down for anytime touchdown for sure. He didn't get one last week. Blew another ticket for me, but that's okay because he's always in play. We got Pittman. Put Pittman down for anytime touchdown. That's the wide receiver stats. Jumping to tight ends. This is the tight end stats. And we're going to jump back down to defense just to give you a final look at that. And you guys see that? All right, who we got next, guys? We got Denver and Philly. That sounds like a great game, Denver and Philly. Let's jump into that game. Who y'all guys want to see first? Philly or Denver? Philly or Denver? Let's go Denver. All right, what Bo Nix talking about, young boy? We got Bo Nix out there. This is his stats up against the Philly defense. He's looking like he's going to throw the ball, and he's going to get a rushing touchdown. So put Bo Nix down for anytime touchdown for rushing and passing. I will put Bo Nix down for a 1-and-1 like he got at the bar and took a shot in the beer. Let's jump into running backs for Denver. Denver looks like they got a good running core game, a good core running game, excuse me. They got a rushing touchdown here with Jay Dobbins looking like he might fall into the end zone. We got Harvey with a receiving touchdown. So these two backs right here look like they're going to be splitting the load pretty evenly, and they're going to average about the same amount, and that's what it's looking like. So you can take Harvey or Dobbins to get in the end zone. My bet would be to go with Dobbins to get in the end zone. Jumping to wide receivers. Here's the wide receiver list. Four catches for Troy Franklin. And you can put Troy down possibly for an interception, but definitely Courtland Sutton down for a anytime touchdown. Tight ends, what it look like? Yes, Troutman, again, has high potential of getting that one catch in the back of the end zone to run it up. And there you go. We got Bonito for a sack in here. And we also have Z Allen in here for a sack. And let's jump over to Philly. Let's see what Philly got. Let's see what Say gonna do today. I have no idea what Say gonna do. Let's jump into it. We know Hassan Reddick doesn't play for the Eagles anymore. I think he plays for, I forgot who he plays for now, but he doesn't play for the Eagles anymore. So we got Jay Carter looking healthy for the best players for this defense, and Smith to get a sack. Let's jump over to the quarterbacks. Let's see what Jalen's going to do over here. Jalen's looking like he's going to do 2 passing touchdowns, completions, any rushing touchdowns. Jalen's down for an anytime rushing touchdown. Looks like he's going to toss 2 in the end zone. Eagles, that's a quick 21 points. Say 20 attempts, 75. Say's getting in a rushing touchdown this week. Put Say down for a rushing touchdown, anytime touchdown for Saquon Barkley. Say getting in the end zone. Jumping over to wide receivers, what we got. Anybody? Smith has the highest potential to get in the end zone. Of course, we don't have A.J. Brown. I don't know what's going on with that. That situation is just a funky situation. You got Goddard, definitely, with a high percentage chance of getting in the end zone with over 3 receptions or at 3 receptions. All right, guys, and Jay Carter on that defense, as well as Smith on that defense. All right, guys, let's get into the next one. All right, guys, moving on. Let's jump into Dallas and the Jets. Let's get over there to the Cowboys. Dallas, where you at, Dallas? All right, we got Dallas defense to get a sack. Nobody. Dallas defense must suck. Quarterbacks, Dak looking to have a nice day. Looking like he's going to have a nice day. Potential to throw a pick. Potential to run one in the end zone. Dak running one in the end zone. Dak might get fleet-footed. Jumping into running backs for the Cowboys. Nothing spectacular. Nothing great. Rushing touchdowns, Miles might get in there. That's all I'm saying. Wide receivers, Turpin has a high chance of getting in the end zone. Tight ends, back that thing up. I might have missed something. What was that? 26 right here. Pickens getting in the end zone. Pickens or Turpin. Tight ends, definitely Ferguson. Definitely with 5 catches. Yeah, Ferguson might get a tutty too. And we already touched the defense. Let's jump into New York Jets. Man, please don't tell me Justin's going to be running for his life. I called it last week. The model called Justin running for his life last week. Let's see what it looked like. Quarterback, Justin, 165 yards. Another crazy day running the ball. Another rushing touchdown for Justin Fields. Put Justin Fields down for any time rushing touchdown. Especially on this defense, Justin Fields is definitely going to run the ball. He's definitely going to get I might even put him down for the longest touchdown run. Who knows? Let's jump into running backs. Ooh, Breece Hall looks like he's going to have a day. No rushing touchdowns, but definitely look like he's going to have a day on the stat line. Wide receivers. Garrett Wilson looks like he's going to have a day. Put Garrett down for any time touchdown. T. Johnson for any time touchdown. Lazard, but I wouldn't go with that. I would just go with Johnson or Garrett Wilson. Tight ends, small percentage chance, but it's a chance to get in there. And defense, anybody getting on Dak's ass? McDonald, who's this? Williams. I wouldn't even. Yeah, Williams is lined up right. So Williams or McDonald is the only 2 people that have the highest potential. Let's get into Tennessee and Arizona. Jump up to Arizona. What Kyler Murray doing out here? We got Kyler Murray. Here's the defense. Best opportunity guy is Z Collins. Jumping over to quarterbacks. Here's Kyler's stats. Kyler getting in the end zone on the ground. He has a chance of throwing a pick. Rushing touchdowns, no. A lot of passing for Kyler and a couple touchdowns. Low on the passing yards. Staying with Arizona, we're going to go over to the running backs for Arizona. We know Connor is out. He gets the bulk, so we got Trey Benson coming in. 75. I don't trust Trey Benson getting in the end zone at all, but I do have this guy, DeMarcado. DeMarcado has the potential of getting in the end zone. Wide receiver, Ooh, that's a high chance. Marvin Harrison has a chance of getting in the end zone, and does McBride. Jumping to tight ends for Arizona. There's your tight end projections. No touchdowns there. And the defense for Arizona. I think we already did that. That was Z Collins. All right, guys, we got 4 more games to go. 4 more games to go. Tampa Bay and Seattle. Let's get them. Tampa Bay and Seattle will be at the bottom. Tampa Bay defense. This guy right here, Villa. This guy right here, David, for sacks. That's sacks projections. Quarterbacks. Let's see what Baker's just a beast. I got Baker as my MVP. I do. I'm honest, man. I got Baker as my MVP. 3 touchdowns for Baker. Baker's a beast. Running backs. Shout out to anybody who has Baker on a fantasy, man. That dude's a beast. Bucky Irvin, 92.29. Bucky's out, so I would probably X-nay the whole running back scenario here. But I would definitely play White with 40-plus rushing yards. Jumping over to wide receivers. Bucky just needs to stay healthy, man. They using him too much. Wide receivers, we got Ibaka as a high percentage chance of getting a tutty. And we're going to tight ends. No projections for tight ends. And we're going to defense for Tampa Bay. And we have Diaby. And we have L. David looking for Tampa Bay. Let's jump over to Seattle. Let's see what Seattle is bringing to the table. Let's jump over there. Seattle. Quarterbacks. We got Sam Darnold. Darnold's looking like he's going to have a great passing day. Yeah, finally. Darnold's looking like he's going to have a great passing day. That's good. Y'all see the projections. Let's jump over here to running backs for Seattle. For the Seahawks, the 12th man. Running back projections, touchdowns. Both running backs are projected to have a touchdown. Both are projected. Well, Walker's going to have more carries, so I will put Walker ahead and say Walker for anytime touchdown. But either one of those guys are going to get one. Pick your poison. Juju Smith is looking like he's going to get I said Juju Smith. Oh my. J. Smith Nigba is looking like he's going to get a touchdown. And we're going to go in the tight ends. He's a big target for them. Tight ends and anytime touchdown will be Barner. The stats do line up. That's how I win the stats, and I always take alternate lines. We have that game. Let's go into Washington and LA. Washington and LA. Let's jump in at quarterbacks. Let's go ahead on and jump over to Washington. Oh, we'll go to the Rams. They're right here. We got Matthew Stafford having a beautiful day. 3 touchdowns. I think that game already played, but the model projects 3 touchdowns. He already had 3 touchdowns, so we can skip that game. Let's go to Detroit and Cincy. All right, let's go to Detroit and Cincy. That lets you know right there. The model is sharp. Cincy. And who's Cincy playing? Detroit. All right. Cincy quarterback Joe's out, so we got Jake Browning looking to throw 2 touchdowns. Probably going to throw a pick. Yep. Projected to throw a pick. Against that Detroit defense, I can definitely line that up with him throwing a pick. Jump to running backs. Running backs is P. Ryan and Brown. Small percentage chance of Brown getting in the end zone, but he has a chance of getting in that end zone. I'm not saying he will score, but he does have a chance to score. Wide receivers, both small chances, 0.12, 0.12, but some great. Jamar Chase is looking to get some targets. So if anybody's going to score a touchdown, it would be one of those 2 for Cincinnati as far as receptions. Tight ends. The tight ends is M. Font and Sample have high percentage chances. M. Font is out per last video comments. I do read your comments. Thank you for saying Font's out. So if Sample's going to get majority of those snaps, then I would definitely go with Sample to get a anytime touchdown for Cincinnati. Of course, backup quarterback, tight ends, and backup running backs on the check down always fit well with backup quarterbacks. Remember, second team guys trust second team players. Keep that in mind, guys. Always keep that in mind. You got your sacks projections for these guys. You got Osei and you have Hubbard for the sacks for Cincy. Let's jump over to Detroit, and we got one more game after this, guys, and we're going to roll the carpet. All right, this is your projections for Detroit. Nobody's really looking like they're going to get a sack over there. Jared Goff, not saying that it won't be a sack, but you can look at the numbers to see who's projected the highest to do that. Here you guys go for Jared Goff. Looking like Jared's going to be slinging that rock. We're going to running backs. We got Montgomery and Gibbs, both equal, man. They treat them the same as far as yards. They basically break even anyway. Rushing touchdown, though, Gibbs looks like he's just the I guess the Sonic of the Sonic and Hedgehog. He gotta be Sonic, and Montgomery gotta be Knuckles. Put Sonic in the end zone for a touchdown. Jump over to wide receivers. We got Brown, Tesla, and Raymond. Put Brown down for anytime touchdown for the Detroit. Jumping over to tight ends. We got Laporta. Laporta is expected to have a big, some good first downs, but no tutty. And defenses, that's the defensive stats. Last but not least, we got New England and Buffalo, and then we're gonna cut the rug, guys. New England. Let's jump over to New England. Buffalo. We're gonna slow this thing down now. Buffalo. Nobody's really projected to get a sack there. Let's jump over to quarterback projections for Buffalo. Josh Allen. Definitely looking like he's going to have a day. This might be Monday Night Football, but I'll just give it to you now. It saves me time from having to post a video later. Rushing touchdowns, you can definitely put Josh Allen in there for running one. And running backs, Davis and Cook. Cook's high on getting a rushing touchdown. Put Cook back in the end zone so he can continue his streak of having touchdowns in the game. Receiver, Shakur looks like he's the best option there, as well as Coleman. Jumping over to tight ends, you have Kincaid looking like he's going to get in the end zone, as well as Hall. So keep an eye out for those two guys. And defense, here's your defense projection: sack. Nobody over there is getting a sack. And we're going to jump over to New England, and then we're going to shut this show down. Thank you guys for hanging in this long. If you stayed to the end, put a 1 in the comments. If you stayed to this part of the video, put a 1 in the comments. One love, y'all. One love. Defense. That's what it looks like. Nobody on New England is really going to ball out as far as defensively. Quarterbacks, Drake May, looking good. Looking like Drake May is just going to be having a great day. And Drake May run one in. Put Drake May. I'll run a parlay with Drake May and Josh Allen for rushing touchdowns. Ooh. Running backs, Gibson, Stevenson, and Henderson. Rushing touchdowns. These guys look like they can run that ball, tote that rock, and get it across the goal line. That's the projections. Wide receivers. Here's your wide receiver projections. Right. 2 touchdowns. Who? K. Williams for New England. They get 2 touchdowns. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a receiver projected for 2 touchdowns. Who's the quarterback for New England? Drake May. Yeah. Let me take a second and write that down. K. Williams. He's definitely getting an anytime touchdown. Like, he's scoring. He's scoring. All right. Receiving touchdowns. Look at these guys. All these guys have high percentage chances of getting in. Well, not high, but it's high for that team. But Williams is the highest. Definitely 2.4 tutties. Jesus, I need to look. I ain't never heard that boy. I gotta see who that boy is. Tight ends, receiving touchdowns. Hunter Henry to get one in. Hunter Henry, he's a nice target anyway. Defense, and he can run block. Defense, that's the defense projection, guys. I went over every game of the Week 5 NFL slate. God bless you all. Bet responsibly. Somebody's going to win. Put a 1 in the comments if you stayed this late in the video. It's the Sports Syndicate. We out.